Hello, Algebra. We are going to be doing 9.9 combining functions, and this lesson will be our last lesson of the year. In fact, if you don't have any missing assignments and you're happy with your grade, you won't have anything to do after this week, for Algebra 1 anyway. So it's kind of sad for me, but we'll get through it. This lesson's actually pretty easy. I'm only saying that because you did this stuff before in chapter 8, I believe. It's the same thing except for it's just a different notation. So no new skill that you have to learn. So let's jump into this. The objective is to combine functions using addition, subtraction, and multiplication. We did that with polynomials. Okay? The only difference is these are called functions, so they have names like f of x and g of x. So it says if you're going to add or subtract two functions and your functions are f and g, then the notation is going to look something like this. Okay? So f plus g of x. And what that means then is that you're going to take the f of x function and add it to the g of x function. Same thing with subtracting. If you need to subtract the two functions, you can write it in this notation, f minus g of x. Okay? Just if the f is first, then the f is first here. And multiplication, very similar. You just have a dot to signify multiply. So f times g of x is the same thing as f of x times g of x. So I'm just going to do one of each of these with you, and I think you'll get the hang of it just fine. So I'm starting with just these two functions here, and I'm using these same two functions for all three problems. Okay, so my f of x is 5x plus 1, my g of x is negative x squared plus 3x minus 2. This says add them. Okay, so I'm going to take my f of x, which is 5x plus 1, and I'm going to add it to my g of x, which is negative x squared plus 3x minus 2. Well, now when you're adding, you really don't have to keep the parentheses, so I'm just going to drop those. And then I'm going to combine my like terms. So my highest term here, I can do negative x squared. My x's are 5x and 3x, so plus 8x. And then I have 1 and a negative 2, so minus 1. So that means when I add f and x together, I get negative x squared plus 8x minus 1. Let's do the next one, but with subtracting. Okay, I will put the f function first because it's first here, so 5x minus 1, or plus 1, excuse me. And I'm going to subtract my g function, which is negative x squared plus 3x minus 2. Now I can't drop the parentheses until I have distributed that negative to all the terms after it. So I will drop it, but I will change the sign. So instead of a negative x squared, I'm going to have a plus x squared. I'm going to have a negative 3x and a positive 2. Now I will go ahead and combine my like terms. So this is my highest here, x squared, and then I have a 5x and a negative 3x, so positive 2x, and a 1 and a 2, so positive 3. So I get x squared plus 2x plus 3 for f minus g of x. Last thing we're going to do is multiply. And same thing, just remember when you're multiplying, you can use the box method, or if it's two binomials, you can FOIL. You can just distribute is, I guess, what I normally do. So f times g, so my f is 5x plus 1. My g is negative x squared plus 3x minus 2. And I'm just going to distribute. First I'll take that 5x and I'll distribute that to every term. So I have negative 5x cubed, and then I have plus 15x squared and negative 10x. And then for fun, I'm going to switch to color. So I'll multiply the 1 to everything. So I have negative x squared plus 3. Oh, it's doing that thing again that I absolutely hate. Ta-da! Okay, so negative x squared plus 3x, if I have my pen back, minus 2. And then I'm just going to combine my like terms. So I have negative 5x cubed, that's all my cubes. Then I have a squared and a squared, so I got plus 14x squared. I have a minus 10x and a positive 3x, so negative 7x. And I'm just left with my minus 2. So my f times g of x is going to equal negative 5x cubed plus 14x squared minus 7x minus 2. If you have any questions, let me know. After this assignment, I do have a survey, like looking at next year survey or something. Mostly I just want to get an idea of what I have, what kids I have for what math classes next year. So do your best to answer it. Nothing's set in stone. And have a great summer.